A few weeks ago, we talked about the representation of mental health from the film Tililing prior to its release. I encourage you all to watch that video for an in depth analysis of the representation, but to give a brief summary, the film has been very problematic. However, the film was made with good intentions, and the film wasn't released, so all of us here at PsyPoints still hope the film would prove everyone, and most especially us, wrong, and be a very insightful educational film on mental health and how it's perceived here in the Philippines. Well, fast forward, the film was released the day after that video, and it took a while, but PsyPoints was able to secure a copy. So my team and I all came together for a very special episode of PsyPop, where instead of a normal video where I sit down and spit the facts, we all give our reactions and thoughts on the film itself. So, as a quick disclaimer, from this point onwards, the video is a lot different from what you guys are normally used to, as it's more of a discussion than a scripted video. But if you like or dislike this format, you can let us all know in the comments below for future reference.
This is what we all look like before actually watching Tililing. We all still look happy. We all still look fine. Oh, yeah. And I'm not going to be the only one watching this. This is finally, oh my god, the first time that I have people joining me from the office. So you guys say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Yes.
uh, yeah. I'm here. Hi. Yeah.
As you can see, we aren't in the best mental state before watching the movie already. But
What do you mean? You're in perfectly fine mental state.
So we're going to watch the movie in a bit, and right after we're going to show you our thoughts, and hopefully Daryl Yap proved us wrong, Tililing proved us wrong, and that the film actually portrayed mental health in a intelligent, understanding, respectful way. Let's see how it goes, and we'll see you guys in an hour and 30. Okay, now we're done with the movie. It's been an hour and 30 minutes of our time, and what do you guys think?
Pardon me if I sound a bit. Well. You see, in my opinion, I feel like the movie wasn't entirely sure of what it was trying to be. In the most objective way I can present my view on Tililing, I just feel like it was trying to go for the comedy route, using the mental health stereotypes of people being like crazy and all that. And while some people might find that problematic, I find the real issue is that they paired that with an attempt at trying to make us sympathize and feel for certain people suffering from mental illness, which, I mean, if done in a certain way, I feel like it could be done well, like a film that's all about clearing those stereotypes. But the thing is, it doesn't necessarily clear those stereotypes. They're still kind of crazy in the stereotypical sense, but they have a sympathetic backstory, so you feel for them. So like you can sort of feel bad for them. That's what they want you to do. And well, I feel the problem here is really in that, because they should have gone about it, at least in my opinion, in a slightly different way if they wanted to actually go for the moral of uh well being more sympathetic and sort of relating to people of mental health. Like it's just weird to me. That's all
Thank
that
you.
they try to do both of those things at once.
Yes, thank you
Uh,
to the anime girl that is my writer as well.
I agree with what our 2D friend over here has said. I just wanted to add na parang it kind of was confusing to me because they portrayed the extremes of mental illness, but they didn't necessarily portray like how an everyday person who has a mental illness actually acts. Because I thought the point of the movie was to have a say on like mental illness, but all they did was like what our 2D friend has said. They showed like these they're kind of like the stereotypical crazy mentally ill person, and that doesn't really add to the conversation of mental illness being something that's not supposed to be like comedic. Like it's something that the people you wouldn't expect actually deals with. So yun nga, it doesn't really add to the conversation that mental illness should be like taken seriously because if I recall correctly, they have a song number for some reason that says that basically says we're all mentally ill, but that's also kind of downplaying mental illness because yeah, people could be like sad all the time, but people aren't like diagnosed with a mental illness. So again, it doesn't add to the proper conversation of the importance about talking about mental illness.
The two of them basically said everything that I wanted to say, but just to add na lang. um, when our pub's friend over here mentioned about yung song, that was also the first thing that went into my mind. Like, we're all mentally ill. I feel like that has they were trying to convey something positive with that message, but it also has a negative connotation to it. Because when you say we're all mentally ill, okay, I think what they're trying to say is like people who have mental illnesses are also people just like us, and we have to treat them as human as we treat people who aren't mentally ill. But that also, at least for me, it also kind of saying like, oh, this person may tililing yung taong na to, it's okay, whatever. That's all. For me lang, it's saying na for a mentally ill person does not have to be in a place like this. They could just not go there and then they'll be fine. It's especially when they were sa pinaka-end. I don't know if this is just me being dumb, but I didn't get why they wanted them to escape.
Me too, me too. I didn't understand either.
Because that place is supposed to help them, but you want them to get out of there. So that's saying like a mentally ill person does not have to be in the mental ward. They can just live with us and they'll be completely fine. That doesn't address the problem. There's still an illness there that exists and that has to be addressed. It's not
Yeah.
something that you can brush aside. I don't think that they knew exactly what they wanted to say because I could kind of get what they were trying to say, but at the same time they were just kind of adding to that stigma or the problem.
Mm.
It could have been more well researched on how
Yeah,
mental illness actually is. It would have made it better.
that's the problem there. Like if they wanted to have like a dark comedy set in a mental institution, they should have gone a little more all in. But that's not really gonna help it either. Like because I don't know, there was a way of doing it while still keeping it funny and still keeping it in a kind of messed up institution like that, yet
Yeah.
somehow making it work. Like there was a way to make it work. I know there was.
I have another comment actually.
Go on.
Like the title of the movie itself, Tililing,
Mm.
they certainly did explain why it's called Tililing in the first place.
Ding, 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 ding.
However, I still disagree with using that term
Yeah.
because in of itself, it's a it's a it's a it's an insulting way to call someone with a mental illness. So it kind of felt like they were still insulting the people who were mentally ill in the actual movie. So I was quite uncomfortable with that. And they kind of just like played it as a joke.
The film just tried to do a lot and tried to do a lot. Some of the things they tried to do were also things that were very important things, but in the end, with everything mashing together, everything kind of clashed.
Even though we're by no means experts or licensed critics, so we're just stating an opinion here. Uh,
These are
like
all
like
opinions. Don't
like
come at us.
like,
We're allowed to have
like,
opinions.
like as a movie itself, like it felt kind of messy.
I was
They
gonna
kept
agree with
jumping.
that.
They kept jumping from like present to past to future, and I got so confused, honestly.
There are films that can do
I
that,
yeah.
but like I don't know, in this case, it didn't work for this one.
It kind of just made it messier, the back and forth. Like maybe it was meant to represent the minds of these mentally ill people. It's like a messy state of mind, but
Yeah,
is it really that bad?
you don't have to edit it in that way, but yeah, like it could have been done. Like what you said, represent like it try basically give the same sort of messy feeling to the viewer, but like you didn't have to arrange it that way.
It wasn't effective either. Like if you wanted to go for that, that wasn't it. You didn't get the effect you wanted. You just made at least us more confused.
Mm.
So
Maybe we're just dumb.
maybe we are.
Let's be fair. Good points. Let us mention good points.
was
Well,
good.
of course, yeah. We can't go without saying that the actors did a good job still
Yeah.
with what they were given.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
for sure.
actors were excellent. Gina Pereno. We have Baron Geisler. We have yeah, Chad. What's his last name? Chad. Chad.
He's a Chad. That's a
Chad.
Spanish.
Yeah, and and the three nurses, even they all had great performances, but they were not given much to work with. With all that in mind, general rating, you have any for the film? From a scale of 1 to 10, let's go with that.
I'm always bad at these.
Me too.
Oh no.
I always try to give things as high a score as possible. But like from an objective standpoint, I'm like thinking, like as like in the message it was trying to deliver, like in the way it was shot, written, and edited, like all of that. Mm, looking at it as a film as a whole, I'd give it maybe a 4.
I also agree with that score. I like how it took a creative way to dealing, I guess, showing mental illness, but it was not the best in terms of editing because it was messy and the plot itself kind of led nowhere as well, if I'm being completely honest. There was point A and there was point B. Getting from point A was a jumbled mess, and then somehow they got to point B. So I give it a 4 at most.
I'd also give it a 4, actually. 4, guys.
I would also like to give it a 4.
4. There
Eh,
you go.
great. The acting and the set pieces, backgrounds, and all are probably the best thing that carries this film. But in terms of the script, in terms of the comedy, in terms of the attempt at the message, and attempts at trying to be nuanced, but at the same time be trying to appeal to the lowest denominator, it kind of takes a lot out of the film when it had a lot of potential, and when it's trying to be serious, it's probably the film being at its best, but when it's not serious and trying to appeal to all of its other genres, it starts to fall flat. 4 out of
You
10.
could. Okay, well, I suppose in summary, you could say it was trying to do too much then.
Pretty much.
There was only one point at one point did I only say that's actually a pretty good statement.
Hmm.
And that was with
That was
Peter,
with
right?
yeah, that was with
Oh my
Peter.
god.
Dude, that was sad.
Baron
Honestly.
Geisler, Gina,
Yeah. Uh,
Bahina, if
Pe-
you guys watch this, you
Peter's
guys
still,
have like carried that movie, and you guys did such a
yeah.
great job.
Peter's still my favorite character. Actually,
Yeah, true.
I still
I like
I liked
watching
him.
the
Oh yeah.
backstory.
Overall, PsyPoints grade for this film is a 4 out of 10.
A solid 4 out of 10, guys. Woo!
There
Try again
was
next
an
time.
idea.
Yeah.
It had a lot, but ultimately doesn't it doesn't do much.
On that note, we would actually like to hear from you guys, like what your thoughts and opinions on this are, and might be worth, worth discussing, worth pondering, thinking about. So, like for other people watching, for us to ponder on, like give us your opinion too.
Yes, please everyone like and share the video, spread the word, spread the conversation. It's been really fun, and I'm glad. This is my first time I'm doing an outro with actual friends with me.
Yeah.
So thank all of you for watching, and thank all of you guys for watching, and for making PsyPoints a reality in general. It was really fun. Nice to finally work on a video with you guys.
Yes, let's do this more.
Yay!
Invite us more.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to all of you, thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. And with that,
Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell and notification. Okay, bye.
Yes, please.
what she said.